Welcome to Come Forever number 2. Welcome Instagrammers. I'm not going to be on here very long. I got some manscaping to do. So I'm going to give y'all a little bit of comedy for today. Hopefully you're going to like it. Maybe you won't. We like to call this true life comedy. So I'm going to put you in a couple of situations that I've been in before, and they're going to be funny to you. They're funny now. They weren't funny at the time. So because when you're in the bathroom, a lot of things can go wrong. Lots of things can go wrong. Rule number 1. When you're going to the bathroom, there are a few places that you should probably never go to the bathroom unless you plan on marrying this woman. So if you're going to the bathroom at a hot chick's house, rule number 1 is make sure you haven't eaten anything that's going to give you the case of the shits. Check. Rule number 2, if you happen to have the case of the shits, make sure that they have some kind of spray in their bathroom or at least a window that opens. Check. Because if you don't, your chances of being with this woman, especially that night, ain't gonna happen. If y'all was getting hot and heavy and all of a sudden you get the bubble guts, it's no matter how much you wipe, there's a high chance that she's gonna smell that you blew out all your lunch. Now, and not puking up wise. Now, the worst part of that is if she doesn't have enough toilet paper. Now, she only has like maybe a couple of reps, like maybe enough for you to get one wad off. You're in trouble. But there's a lot worse than that. You might clog the toilet. You don't ever want to go to somebody else's house and clog the toilet. That is like the worst thing that could possibly happen to you in life. Okay, it's probably not the best or the worst thing that could happen to you. What could really happen to you that could be the worst thing of all time is that you go to a very high-end restaurant and you have to take a shit. There's no toilet paper and there's a damn power outage. So now you're fumbling around in the dark. You can't wipe your ass. You can't leave the stall because you can't see how to get out. And if you have anything better than that, you let me know. Because I don't think that there's a worse situation than that other than being at a hot chick's house, not being able to wipe your ass. She has a power shortage. She has no toilet paper. She has no spray. She has a bathroom that has a fan that doesn't work and a window that is sealed shut from the outside because of intruders. Yeah, I think that probably covers it. So, you don't really want to be in that situation because that's a bad make. But I'll tell you a worse situation to be in. And us men, we have this problem. So we got to give it up to women. Got to give it up to women because they have some strong internal muscles. Alright? Because a man, we can only hold our farts for so long. But women, y'all can hold y'all farts for eternity. Because y'all got to get comfortable with us to let one rip. Well, us, we'll hold it, especially around a long, beautiful chick. But the first chance we get, like, say we go to the movies and she wants popcorn. Oh yeah, we're going to get that popcorn. You better believe we're going to get that popcorn. Because on the way up that aisle, out that door, around that corner, down that hall, all the way over to the popcorn stand, we're letting them fly. Whop, whop. She's never going to hear that shit. Because you're really not going to let it go until you're far enough up the aisle where she can't hear that shit. The bad news is, if the wind is blowing downwind, everyone's going to smell it. But she's not going to know it was you. Because it's following behind you. So by the time you get to the popcorn stand, they're all stuck with it. And I've been around some places. When I worked in the movie theater, people let them rip all the time. And, I'm walking down the aisle, got my little light, doing that thing, and I'm like, oh God, it gets better. Working in the movie theater is fucking awesome. I'm gonna go there. Because a movie theater is the most unlikely place that you are going to find people doing things that they should not do. So, I'm an old guy, and I was a young man when this movie Trainspotting came out. And this will be my last story for the night, because I got manscaping to do. I seen this movie called Trainspotting. There's only one sex scene. It's maybe 2.5, 3 minutes long. I've seen people having sex in a theater before. Never caught but one person masturbating. in the theater. It was not cool then, and I feel for people who work in the movie theaters now, the things they've seen. I've seen lots of fucking sex in the movie theaters, and not in the bathrooms. I mean, literally in the theater. But the one that stayed with me forever was the curly-headed white dude who was masturbating the train spotting. So he must have been jacked by the time he got in there and was ready to go. But the scene was with Ian McGregor and the pretty little white girl, and she snuck him in the house, and she was illegal and underage and everything. And that's like immoral, but not relevant. But that had to be the only scene, because that's like the only scene with the boob scene the longest. And I just happened to have my flashlight and walk down the aisle. Now on the way down the aisle, I didn't really see nothing. Thank God for that. Because what I saw, you can't unsee when I had to go all the way down the aisle, go to this side of the theater, go to that side of the theater, and come right back up the aisle. And sadly, this theater only had seats on this side and that side. There wasn't another aisle that I could walk down and come back up to totally avoid this dude's dick. That wasn't happening. My luck is not that great. Seen some boobs in the theater. Wish I would have seen boobs that day, other than the train spotting scene. I came in about the time the train spotting scene was damn near over, which means he was about to explode. So as I'm coming up, I'm noticing him, and he's just going to town. Just going to town. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not happening. But that shit was happening. It was happening. And I look at him, and I'm like, I'm trying not to look at his private part. I done seen the damn thing now, so, just trying to keep it eye level. But, I'm short, so eye level for me is like, okay, he's sitting down, sticks like way up here, his hands like way up here, his eyes are on my eyes, and my eyes are on his eyes, and I'm like, dude, you're going to clean that shit up when you're done. If you don't, I'm going to hunt you down. I'm going to break your dick off and beat you with it. And then I kept walking out the theater. Did I report him to my managers? Hell no. What the fuck am I supposed to say? There's a white cat masturbating in the movie theater. Now fuck that shit. I wanted to pretend like I never saw that shit. So, after the theater came out, I'm standing at the door and I was like, yo, you better throw that shit in the trash. He said, I got my napkins right here. I said, yeah, the trash can is right there. How about you put that shit in there? Because the scene comes damn near next to the end of the movie. Before the big run chase scene and the baby in the ceiling and all that shit. Now, other times I've been in the theater, I wasn't too bad about some of the sex that I've seen. Because I've seen boobs and other things. And FYI, the handicap chair is not a fucking love seat. However, some of you come to the theater and believe that's what that's for. No, it is not a couple's chair. It is for people who have wheelchairs. It is for them to not have to sit in their wheelchair, and so they can have access to a handicapped seat. In the theater that I worked, there was like maybe 4 or 5 of them. Because, you have 2 in the back on each aisle. You have in the big theater, you have 2 on this side. So it's like 1 on this, between the aisle, and 1 on that side, and then 1 on this side and 1 on the other aisle. Because this is the theater where there's 2 aisles where you can walk up and down and make a U. Now versus the masturbating theater where there's only 1 aisle and you have no choice but to see somebody's dick in your face. Anyway, so as you go down the 2 aisles, there's another set right there. So they're pretty much adjacent, in the middle. So, you got 2, couple rows down, there's another one, and on this side there's another one. They're very well placed, which means I've seen sex in damn near all of them, especially in the big theater. I will not tell you the name of that theater since it has recently changed, but let's just say the R in the name of that theater means real sex. Yeah, I've seen girls going reverse cowgirl and cowgirl in the theater. You wouldn't think that's possible. But, flashlights aren't that bright. But when you get up on a customer, you can see that shit. And that hole in the popcorn and the soda thing, that shit's not a joke. That shit's real. I saw that too. So you can't unsee shit like that. Yeah, you really can't. Now, last situation. Now, still movie theater. And this is specifically for you LBGT people. Alphabet Squad, I do not want to offend you. I almost got my ass whooped by a lesbian. I was ushering, and this is a black lesbian, and she had a white lesbian girlfriend. It was Salt and Pepper Team, and I did not know that they were together. I just thought it was two girls going out. They was both dressed like they was looking for men, but they wasn't looking for this man. So I'm sitting in the theater. I gave them the tickets. I told them which theater I think they was going to see Comfort Farm or some shit. Some movie that I would never ever watch a day in my life. But I think that's what they were. I can't really remember because I was so enamored by the white lesbian, her beautiful blue eyes and her B-plus breasts because they had tight clothes on. Some looking, that's how I could tell what size they were, you know. And the black chick had like a C cup, so she was just a tiny bit bigger. They were both very beautiful women, and I took the liberty of fucking with the white chick. Because black girls and I don't really get along. Not really. So I'm flirting with the white chick, and this black chick got smoke coming out of her ears because she is pissed. And then it dawned on me when the white girl kept looking at the black girl, giving me the sign. Yo, dummy. Hey, stupid. That's my girl right there. That's my girl right there. I'm not thinking about that shit at all because, you know, I'm on breast. And her beautiful eyes. And then the black chick eyes looked like they was about to turn red. And I was like, oh. Yeah. So, I apologized quickly. Not because I was afraid I was going to get my ass beat. I was kind of hoping for a threesome, but that shit won't happen. But anyway, you know, once I realized that they was together, I snapped back to reality real quick, apologized really quickly, and told them that this is where they had to go. Room number 4. Because that's the theater where everyone tends to have sex, except for room number 3 or room number 2, where I caught the white dude jerking out the tray spot. That's my time, y'all. Have a nice night.